This is my second flight after the lockdown. It was my first business trip. My name is Jörg Wuttke. Well, I'm a German citizen. I lived in China for more than 30 years and I'm presently the head of the European business community as president of the European Chamber. We turned 20 this year and we are in 9 cities across China. We split them in 7 chapters. So we start with 51 members and now with 1,700.
What is this chamber aiming at?
The purpose of the chamber really is to combine the collective wisdom of companies in order to then present it to the Chinese government of recommendations that we have. So we are a little bit a platform of engagement between Europe and China.
This confidence survey like every year. Is that in different regions?
Yeah. Well, we do this confidence survey since about 17 years. So you answer, say, 50 questions on how do you do in China. Our members can click in and then at the end they get specific Chengdu or Chongqing questions, for example. And that we compile and come up with a local position paper. Now what we launched today is the nationwide confidence survey and we benchmark and it shows that Chengdu is actually doing quite well.
What do you think is the most impressive data that you've seen in all those surveys?
We are trying to develop a video, meaning showing how members responded over 10 or even 15 years. And the interesting thing I found, because this is the question that I always get as heading the European community, are European companies going to leave China? So I looked up in this survey what our members said 10 years ago. And they said 20% we consider leaving China in 2010. And now in March, only 10% says they're considering moving. Our members want to hang in there. They really want to commit to China. That's to me always the most encouraging and surprising statistics.
Your working experiences in ABB and BASF, and how do you think this experience helped you with your job now in the chamber?
I worked for ABB for 12 years, now heading the BASF office in Beijing for an unbelievable 24 years. BASF has a very deeply rooted history in Germany, in the southwest of Germany. The first office of BASF was in Shanghai in 1885. So in a way, the exposure of my company 100 years ago towards China was much bigger than actually is today. So you have to look across these little problems that you face and not panic. That's what I really learned from my company.
Now let's talk a little bit about the Southwest chapter and the Chengdu office.
We started in Beijing, of course, and then at one stage we decided, I think in 2005, to open up Southwest China. The chapter here has been growing above 100 companies. In the mix of our membership across China, it possibly is after Shanghai and Beijing, Guangzhou, office number 4 in operations. We're here for the market dynamics and basics of the market demand, raw materials, good laborers. I mean, Chengdu, for example, has an incredible number of good universities and has a history of visual arts.
You said that you came to Chengdu like 40 years ago?
1982.
That was your first time that you came to Chengdu, right? What was Chengdu like back then?
Well, as a young man in 1982, a couple of friends of mine, we took the train from Germany to Shanghai. And we decided we have to visit other locations in China. And so we ended up in Chengdu. The city is beyond recognition. I mean, it's like you go to outer space and then you enter the 21st century. That's Chengdu today. I remember how touched and how much I loved the parks, the tea houses of Chengdu. That has remained. People with the birds chatting there, playing opera or doing dancing and so forth. And it's wonderful and very comforting for an old man like myself. It would not be Chengdu if it would not have this historical heritage. You know, it would be just a city like many others, high rises and so forth. No, Chengdu is Chengdu because it has these tree-lined streets, it has these parks, and it has these fantastic tea houses. Besides, of course, has the best food in China.
what are your expectations for the chamber in the future?
Well, as the boss of the chamber, I expect them to grow and be profitable. I mean, it's sometimes as basic as that. Really beyond this basic assumption, I want them to be engaging. I want them to really understand what our companies need.
And I think that will be all the interview.
That was it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for the opportunity.
Thank you so
Take
much
care.
too.
Bye bye.
Yes, bye bye.
再见。
再见，拜拜。